it's a matchup I quite enjoy and I'm quite comfortable with. So I'll be able to yap a fair bit about it. In the top left, in the red, playing for Mike's, it is NeO. And in the bottom right, in the purple, playing for Pigman, it is Summan. On the SCL ladder, on the current rankings for the tournament, NeO is placed at spot number 15. Summan is number 16. NeO has about 4,700 MMR right now, and Summan sitting at about 4,400. So based on the numbers, NeO is slightly favored. Actually pretty decently favored. A 300 MMR difference is by no means insurmountable, but it's not negligible either. This is week 2. In week 1, NeO got 3-0'd by Fireclaw, by me, in a PvP. I sort of popped off on that series. Who did Summan play? I should have checked that beforehand. Summan... in porting. Okay, I couldn't find it at a glance. I'll look for it more later. This is the standards for PvP for the last 10 years. 2-gate. Stalker Sentry is a bit more recent versus Stalker Soccer. Big difference. Stalker Sentry is a bit more defensive, a bit more consistent. You get a lot of good scouting, and defensively, Sentry is very strong. Stalker gives you more of an opportunity to be aggressive. Lends itself to a faster tech as well, since you're investing less gas in sentries. Summan does get off the trick. His probe will get away, and he gets to scout what the first 2 units are. I believe NeO did as well. Bit of a faster nexus there for Summan. Spent less minerals on the units, so his nexus will be... Is he even going to get a nexus? He's going for 4 stalkers. Now, Summan is playing safe. He's getting a battery. I love this opener from PvP. You get a faster nexus. You have 4 units, and a battery, which will be able to contend with up to 6 units. Even though they're cheaper units, technically a bit weaker. Yeah, the 4 stalkers from NeO is going to do fucking nothing. He's going up to 5. He went stalker, 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 and then sentry, sentry, which is a lot of investment in units that isn't going to get a lot done, and he had a later nexus. Summan has a pretty defining lead. He is going for yeah, I adore this opener. This is what I do most of my PvPs. I think it's so strong. You're safe, and you have good scouting, and you have good eco. Robo first is not everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's quite good. We'll see what he wants to follow this up with. If Summan is literally just Fireclaw Jr., this will be a Twilight Glaives follow-up. NeO does have a fast... No, it's actually a later Robo too. Alright, so here comes the push out. This can change everything. The random 2 Adept can end games in PvP and PvZ just by shading in and just knacking up the kills. There is no worker currently looking for it, and in fact, Summan is going for a pretty fast 3rd base off of just 4 units. He does have the battery, which helps a fair bit, but a dedicated like Stalker all-in from NeO would be pretty devastating. Hell, even like this pressure will be hard. Summan's gonna need some batteries if he wants any hope of holding this. We'll see how this plays out. It's gonna be a double prong here. He's gonna push the front with his Stalker Sentry, try to cut off some units here. while at the same time shading into the natural. Let's see how the execution goes. First couple of sentries gonna block off the army completely instead of shaving off a few units. He's gonna try and just kill the Nexus entirely. In come the shades. The Immortal does pop, which means he should be able to save his Nexus. How many probes is he gonna lose though? Not pairing up the shots perfectly, so he does not get all the kills. No work. Oh, the worker does block it off, and he does a warp in, goes back to mining. Not perfect micro from the Adepts. Once one of these Adepts gets killed, the worker should be safe with the battery. So 3 workers, but Summan keeps the Nexus alive and kills both of the Adepts. Summan is in a pretty sizable lead right now. He's up almost 10 workers. He's up a base. His tech is faster. He's going for +1 in charge, which is going to absolutely shit on the robo that NeO is also doing. NeO is also going charge, so we're going to see some Zealot on Zealot action. If one of them decided to go Glaives, that could spice things up a bit. Forgot to cancel the pylon, but you know what? It's still worth it because you managed to push those Adepts away. One of these guys wants... If one of these guys went Glaives, would have been pretty poggers. Some fast Archons would also be pretty devastating here. The way PvP tends to work is you've got like a rock, paper, scissors of tech. Stalkers kind of beat everything. Immortals beat Stalkers. Zealots beat Immortals, and then Archons beat Zealots. But then lots of Stalkers do well against Archons. So then you get Immortals, and then blah, 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 blah. Upgrades are also pretty big in this matchup. That is something that... Nope, Summan is also up and up. Yeah, Summan is up in every measurable metric. Worker count difference is closing, but the army value is... no, it's still Summan favored. Once he feels comfortable with his army, he'll probably just take a 4th, actually. Yeah, he could just keep this momentum going. Faster Templar Archives is a pretty big deal for NeO. Summan is going to be wanting to get one of his own as soon as he can. Or he might try to stick with just like a Gateway Immortal style. I think the Archons are actually just so, like, nothing beats Archons. Once a big enough Archon count gets up, you either need to get Tempests or Disruptors or your own Archons, and it's going to be your own Archons. So it should be fine. I was really harping on NeO's position in this game, but the longer it goes, the less of a deal the shitty early game is going to be. 4th bases are similarly timed, all things considered. I do think that Summan will probably want to try and contest this. Maybe wait until Archons pop. Having the +2 advantage is going to be pretty big. Okay, War Prism's done. Zealots are in. Is he going to go for a full committed attack or just a drop? I would not mind a full committed attack, to be honest. He isn't... Ooh. Catching the Prism would be a pretty big deal. I think... Is he looking for it or is he trying to attack? Good spotter Zealot here, keeping an eye out for the army. This could be... pretty catastrophic for NeO, actually. He's going to attack into the 4th here with a worse force, I want to say. He's got more Immortals for sure, but... Oh, there's already a cannon here, so defending this drop should... warp in. Okay, the cannon does not do nearly enough. Fight is going in Summan's favor at the same time. Good force fields. Still no Archons from Summan, so force fields are going to put in a lot of work. I'm not sure. Oh, F2ing the Zealots home. Bit of a shame. The fight is going pretty good for NeO, honestly. But as more and more Warpins come in, now that the Archon count is down, the numbers game is going to be just too far in Summan's favor, and the fight's going to go his way. He's going to push this back, no problem. Catches the Prism, so he's going to lose that Immortal too. And now there's nothing really left for NeO in this game. Summan can continue to tech up. Probably wants to start his +3 attack, but it seems like it slipped his mind. He is just getting his own Prism, his own Templar Archives is done, so he can get his own Archons. He needs to group up before he goes in. A big zealot surround will actually do terrible, terrible things to this army. So he is sort of leaving himself a lose condition. Like 15 zealots beat this. There isn't 15 zealots to be had, and actually there are some archons here, and here's... Yeah, okay. GG. Alright, we'll see what we get from game number 2. So what should NeO have done differently in that game? He probably should have only gone 2 stalkers, then expanded, then got his double sentry afterwards. That's a bit of a more economical opening if you're gonna open stalker. Stalker sentry I think is the most common nowadays. But stalker is very, very playable. It is also quite good. Not a whole lot to yap about in the first couple minutes, unless we see any deviations. The first, like, 3 minutes of PvP has been pretty tightly mapped out. Pilot 1, gate, gas, gate, core, second pylon, third pylon, expand. Unless we're going to do something different. Let's see the scout timing. So both players are gate scouting. Summan's was actually a bit tighter. This is a bit faster. Both players chronoing on time. Second gases. VOD watchers, skip ahead 1 minute. Couple minutes probably. Alright, are we gonna pull in the gas? If so, how much? That's the first big tell, is how much gas are they gonna mine. If they pull like 3 and 3 very quickly, that might imply a Stargate. Instead, very little gas. Both of them are maximizing their mineral income. Summan's probe is taking a bit of damage here. If a probe kill manages to happen, that would be pretty funny. Oh, it looks like NeO was trying to fish for a kill here, but Summan should be able to get out, no problem. NeO going for a nasty trick here, going for the hidden pylon. It is sort of hard to keep track of what your opponent's probe is doing the entire time while you're doing your build order. So an extra pylon just sort of hidden out of vision. I think this trick works on me like 9 out of 10 times. Unless I'm actively thinking about it. Stalker opener coming from NeO once again. We'll see if he decides to try and take a faster Nexus this time, or if he's going to go for the... go up to 4 stalkers. We've got Stalker Sentry coming out for Summan once again. Chronoing Warp Gates. That is a huge red flag that usually denotes a gateway all-in. There isn't really a reason to chrono Warp Gate unless you're going to go for a gateway all-in. However, I think this is for so we can warp into a depths here early. Summan will probably try and get a fast battery because of this. Summan did also get an extremely fast third base last game. Alright, he thinks it's a proxy. He saw the fast... It is a proxy, it's just not where he thinks it is. Stalker Sentry gonna get poked by the Stalker. Tries to target down the Sentry and will get it. So this is a nice bit of pressure. Losing the Stalker for it would be great. He does lose it. So that's an even-ish trade, 1 unit for 1 unit. I think the Sentry is a bit more valuable because gas tends to be a bit more valuable. Both players going for robo openers. I wonder if either of them will notice this and decide to go Stargate one game. Because there is also like a rock, paper, scissors of tech in this matchup. Stargate tends to be good against robo, which tends to be good against Twilight, which tends to be good against Stargate. Warp Gate is just now finishing up. Let's see the Adept warp in. How many kills are we going to get? This could literally be the end of the game, depending on how many kills it gets. Is it in vision yet? No, it is not. NeO gonna try and poke ahead at the front to try and bait his attention away. How many kills? 1, 2, 3. Just now pulls away after 3 kills. Doesn't pull the ones on gas though. All the while, Stalkers push the front, gonna try and target down the battery. 5 kills, 6 kills. Gets the battery so the Stalkers can't push the front here. 2 more depths warping into the main. The depths shading all around, interrupting the fuck out of this mining. This is so far going fucking great for NeO. 9 kills. And his stalkers were able to do some damage at the front. Pulls away the workers just to get shaded on again. Income has been reduced to basically 0. 2 adepts in each mineral line. Should cancel this one. Yep. Fucking devastating. And following it up from NeO, we're going to see an Immortal Glaive all in. Even if you take 0 damage, these builds are extremely hard to defend. You just have to play better to defend this, and playing from down 14 workers is going to be extremely hard. I've done this to NeO a bunch of times, so I guess NeO is going to get a little bit of... I'm not going to take full credit for it, because a lot of people play builds like this. I will say, okay, he's going to clean this up. We're going to see Summan check for this every game from now on. This is sort of like a one and done trick, but it's a really good trick. I really should try and incorporate it to my own play more. Okay. Yeah, he's going charge and +1 again. This is a similar setup to what he had last game, except now he's way down in eco rather than being way up. And also, NeO isn't looking to extend this game any longer, he's looking to end it. It's going to be charge again, which is the worst thing he could do here, because Adepts do bonus damage against Zealots. They also fare very well against Immortals, since while neither of them do bonus damage to each other, Adepts attack way faster, and so, like, per dollar, they trade better. Big force fields here. Gonna just take an extremely good fight, lose basically nothing, and kill everything. That's gonna be NeO tying up the series. GG, well played. Very hard. It just feels terrible. And I just don't. I don't like doing it when I can avoid it. If you are going to be playing with a known ping disadvantage, I would suggest playing strategies that don't require extensive micro, like Laves or Charge. Something that you can A-move. Okay. We are now 1-1, best of 3 to decide the series. Let's see what they're gonna choose to do this game. PvP is sort of like it's a battle of minds, it's a battle of wits. What builds are you going to pull out to take advantage of what your opponent has shown you so far? Both players have been gate scouting so far. Neither of them have proxy yet, so going for a no scout might be advisable. Try and play a little bit greedy. Going for a proxy might also be advisable. Although you do know that your opponent has been playing safe every game so far. I think if it was me in the booth right now, I'd go for a no scout. I'd still go for a sentry, so I get a scout eventually. But skipping the probe scout for a little bit of an eco edge might be cool here. I might also consider doing a tech switch up, going for a Stargate opener here. Maybe a proxy oracle might be cool here. Going for a blink well, actually, considering both players have opened Robo both games so far, maybe a blink opener wouldn't be all that good. Let's see. No probes on the map, both scouting. Right now they're both looking. Alright, buddy, are you going to show me the second pylon, or is it hidden? Summan will show his second pylon. NeO, being a little bit cheeky, he's going to hide it. Does Summan notice? So this is a bluff. NeO is bluffing. He's saying, maybe I am proxying. You don't know. Summan is going to check around the entire main, and he is going to see it. So bluff called. This could still be... Okay, so... Alright, NeO is switching it up. He's going to go for a double sentry opening. Might have been able to get away with the wing into opening, where you go for a Nexus before any gateway units. Gives you just a another smidge of co-edge. You do it before your third pylon too. Buys you like, I want to say like 15, 20-ish seconds. And then you still get your double sentry opener. NeO does get the faster Nexus, also gets a block, so... Ooh, Summan, listening to the cast, goes for a Stargate. It is a Stargate after a Sentry, though, so it is... And it's a Stargate after Warp Gate, so this is a pretty late Stargate. Now, you might think this is bad, and you would be right, because a faster Stargate is always better. However, because it's so late, NeO might not expect it. However, NeO went for a Sentry opener, so he's going to be having scouting anyway. So he'll be able to prepare for it in time. This is not hidden. Yeah, he's going to see it instantly. He should have more than enough time to throw down batteries. He also didn't go Robo this game, so he should be able to get Blink, which means defending Oracles will be easy. So NeO should be thrilled with how this game is going. Well, maybe not thrilled. It is still antsy. Like, there are ways this can go wrong for NeO. You still have to pull off the Oracle defense, but he should be able to just put some units in each mineral line, get a battery in each mineral line. No issue at all. Not throwing down any batteries yet, making me a little bit nervous. Oracle is beelining it across the map. Didn't overcharge it, so it's only got a little bit of energy. Also getting a second Oracle. Second Oracle does pair very well. Makes it so you can shoot, or you can kill workers through the battery. Just one-shot them. I've had this... So in my series against NeO, I had almost the exact same game play out where some harassment happened, didn't work out, and then Blink Stalker all in from the other side after getting us. NeO is ahead in tech. He defended the heavy investment from Summan, and he got away with a more economical opener. And now he's going to use that to catapult himself into a Stalker all-in against a greedy third from Summan. So this, the way that these builds are panning out, it looks like NeO is about to go up 2-0. There isn't going to really be anything that Summan can do to defend this. He doesn't have a Robo. He's going to not have any Immortals yet. He isn't making Void Rays or anything. It's just going to be more Stalkers against less Stalkers. Extremely good Oracle defense here from NeO. He scouted it very quickly. I mean, this is why going for that such late of an Oracle isn't all that good. He knew that there were sentries on the field, so he knew it was going to get scouted, and it was later than it could have been, so he had plenty of time to set up defenses. NeO's going to see this third base and be like, alright, GG. It takes, I have this written down, it takes 10 Stalkers to one-shot a Stalker, so he can just blink on this and start one-shotting Stalkers. There's going to be nothing he can do. One-shots the Oracle. All of these shots are spread out. Okay, gets the second Oracle. It's more Stalkers versus less Stalkers. GG. Mortal does pop, but this is not enough. This is more than enough Stalkers to fend this off. Builds just GG.
Good.
We'll see what we have in store for game number 4.
Potentially match point.
Yep, match point. Summan has been playing Robo first every game. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a switch up. But I also play Robo first very often, so it's not like I can throw stones in this glass house. Alright. Any procs? We also haven't seen any like really hardcore proxies yet. No proxy Robo, no proxy gate on one base. No cannon rushes. And the first couple of minutes of PvP are extremely boring. Until you get to like 23 supply, nothing happens. So if you're watching the VOD, you can skip ahead. Unfortunately, I can't skip forward in time as I experience it. Well, I mean, I can. I just need some extra chemicals to help with that, if you know what I'm saying.
Or you could take a nap.
Or I could take a nap. But I don't really experience time accelerating, though. It's more like I teleport into the future.
That's good enough for time travel, I think.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'd missed the match. Neither players. Okay, yeah, neither players mining that much gas yet. See, Summan, if you're listening to this, you should pull into gas 3-3 and get that Stargate before a sentry. If you're gonna play Stargate, you can cut some minerals. It's fine. Both players have their second pylons at home, so there's no proxies, and both players see that the other player has their second pylon. Yeah, neither player has proxied, so I think one of them could have gone for like a 1-gate expand or a no scout. There are ways to tweak the openers that are like a bit greedier, a bit safer, and neither of them have been really playing around with that. They've both been playing extremely standard. The wingant opener would have been very good here, where you take a faster natural before any units. But neither player seems that confident to do that. First Nexus goes down for Summan. He's doing his Sentry Stalker. We're going to see some more Sentries, I imagine. Just doing the standard. We have a Stalker Sentry opener from NeO as well. But going to do Twilight as a follow-up to that. Summan seems to have been a Robo enjoyer so far, so I imagine that's what we'll be seeing. Oh, this is off one base, actually. NeO does get the very fast Twilight, but he's going to need to get some value out of that because Summan's Nexus is already halfway done. So there's going to be a window of time. Okay. There's going to be a window of time where he has a blink faster than Summan might otherwise expect that he will have to get value from. So there will be Stalker pressure, or Summan will just be ahead. We do see a Robo. We do see a Proxy Gate, so this is going to be some pretty dedicated Stalker pressure and a Robo Sentry defense. We're going to need to see some more batteries, I think. Chrono out the Immortals. Some more Sentries. Sentries are so good at defense. It's actually sort of crazy. Unfortunately, Summan does not realize what is happening. I think he saw the Twilight, but it didn't click to him that this was before his natural, before NeO's natural, so he does not realize how dedicated the pressure is going to be. The Twilight Forge is such a throw here. He needs units and he needs static D. At the same time, though, it seems like NeO isn't actually committing to the Stalker aggression. It seems like he's getting the he's getting the blink before a natural just for vibe's sake. And now he's move commanding directly into the Stalker Sentry, so he's just gonna lose in the depth for free. So to summarize, NeO invested a shit ton of resources into something that's gonna do basically nothing. Meanwhile, Summan played an economical opener, and he's taken 0 damage, so things are looking good for him. Doesn't manage to block the single Adept, but there is a battery in the main, so this Adept will do nothing. Let's see the massive amount of gateways. Summan, if you're watching this, consider playing Adept. Consider playing Glaives as a follow-up here, instead of Charge. The Adepts pair with the Immortals extremely well. Robo Bay, very interesting. PvP, Robo Bay is usually not all that great. Unless it's going to be Disruptors against Adepts. Disruptors absolutely shit on Adepts. If he thinks this is Adepts, which if it was me, it would be Adepts, and this would shit on me. It could also be Colossus. Colossus against Charge Lots might be good. The Robo-Bay here might actually be quite a good call. At the same time, though, the Immortal Zealot all-in is on the way. There might not be enough time for a Disruptor or a Colossus to get out. The opener has gone better for Summan so far. He's got 3 Immortals. Prism is on the way. He's moving out on the map. Charge and +1 are going to be done. It's really going to come down to how many kills can this Disruptor get. I almost would have liked this to hit a bit sooner if it was just with 2 Immortals and the 4 Prism. Baiting out a couple of Force Fields here. I say baiting out. A couple of Force Fields getting used here. Ooh! Opportunity for a big Disruptor hit! It's a Zealot and a Sentry. Not bad, not bad. And I see a big Zealot warp in. 8 Zealots on the other side of this ramp here. NeO needs to be very careful that he doesn't get caught here. Tries to get one of the Immortals, but leaves himself open to this big Zealot attack. Disruptor shot has recharge, gonna kill another couple of Zealots. We're gonna see another Zealot warp in pretty soon though. Zealots are gonna trade very well against the Stalkers here. I don't think there's anything left NeO can do, and we're gonna be going to game number 5. And we're gonna be going to game number 5. See, if I keep saying it, it'll be right eventually. And we're gonna be going to game number 5. And with that, we're going to be going to game number 5.
I think you gotta work on your timing a little bit.
Yeah, I do. That's the problem. I'm a preemptive GG'er, and a lot of people are like late GG'ers. I don't know what NeO thinks he can do on one base here. That's just not how the... Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
And now we're going to be moving on to game number 5. Nailed it. Can you get that to work? It's too late now, but I
Yep.
guess for the future.
Yeah, it is just D2. You'd say like 1 is heads, 2 is tails.
Okay. Well, I did it on Google because you can just Google flip a coin and it does it for you.
I also flipped a coin in Google and I also got tails.
Really is rigged, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, game number 5. The pressure is on. This is PvP. It's like the most, from what I can tell, it's like the most poker-like matchup. Where you have to bluff. What are you gonna do? What's your opponent gonna do? How greedy can you get away with? What sort of all-in can you do? Can you do something cheeky? We'll see what these guys have in mind. No proxies yet. Or we're just gonna see the same gate scout from both sides again. So, yeah, if you've seen your opponent gate scout 4 times in a row, yep. We're gonna see gate scouts from both of them 5 times in a row. If anyone's watching this who's gonna play Summan or NeO in the future, you can probably get away with a no scout or a delayed hallucination scout.
Maybe they're gonna watch this and use that against the next opponent.
I hope they do. I genuinely do. I like having layers of mind games in this. This is something I do when I play PvPs. If you watch the VOD of me versus NeO, I think one game I no-scouted, one game I gate-scouted. I can't remember the other one. But I did change it up depending on what the other guy was doing. NeO was gate-scouting at the same time, so I did a no-scout, fast expand build, and I got ahead economically because of it. And that made my Blink Stalker all-in even stronger. Never punished. It does.
Those little stalkers really count, eh?
Oh yeah. Alright, this is about the point in which the PvP will deviate from one another. NeO going for Stalker once again. Summan going for his tried tested Stalker Sentry. fast warp gate from Summan, so I really hope we don't see a Stargate again. Fast warp gate from NeO as well, so probably won't see a Stargate. Getting pylon block from NeO. He's going to be able to see what the first 2 units are. Block from Summan as well, but he does lose the probe, unfortunately. Ideally, you don't have to sack a worker to get this scout of what your opponent's first 2 workers are, but at least you still see it. Sentry, Stalker into Sentry from NeO. Pretty good. Solid stuff. Versus Stalker Sentry into Sentry. About even enough. Robo from NeO and Robo from Summan at about the same time. Alright. We've seen these openings pretty often. This is basically what they've done each time so far. We'll see what either player wants to do here. Going for Stalkers is going to be a pain in the ass. We might see a fast Stargate. That'd be kind of unhinged. Fast Glaives here is what I would always advocate for, but I love my Glaive Adepts. You could also see just like a plain mortal... Ooh, you know what this might be actually? This could be like a Sentry drop, which is a real thing in PvP. It's not super common, but it is real. Okay, Summan, seeing the pretty economic opener from NeO, is going to go for a very fast 3rd base. This is extremely risky. Any sort of 2-base aggression, and he will probably fold. It is before a Twilight Forge, so he isn't playing this too greedy. He's going to need some more units here. I'd love to see like a Stalker warp in or Stalker Sentry. He needs more units and some batteries. Because, yeah, here comes the Sentry drop. The Sentry drop will kill some workers, but it won't really kill anything else. So the fast 3rd, he might actually get away with it. This is a bit of a NeO special. So what you do here is you drop here and then you force field around the ways out of the mineral line so that the drop can't escape. There is a spotter pylon here that if Summan is looking, he should see this coming in. You need to pull away fast for this, though. Here comes the Sentry drop. Force field 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not getting all that many kills here, but he is... Okay. He spent like 3 or 4 force fields, gets... I didn't even see how many probes he got there. It wasn't that many. Unfortunate, because Summan got away with a very fast 3rd base. Well, I say got away with because we do have an Immortal Glaives all-in coming, and these sorts of 2-base all-ins are very hard to hold. Robo Bay is a decent way to handle this. Fast Archons is a decent way to handle this, or you're just going to need a lot more stuff. Base trading is also a viable way to do this. I don't know if Summan is going to have that in mind, though. Still only on 2 gates is Summan. He said, my greed has paid off. Let's continue being greedy and throw down a Twilight off 2 gates against my opponent, who's only on 2 bases. This is Summan's biggest weakness, it looks like. He knows that his opponent is on 2 bases, but he's not freaking the fuck out. He really needs to be freaking the fuck out because he has nothing. He's up 11 workers and a base. He has a lot of batteries. He just doesn't have any units though. And the units he does have, he's making zealots because this is a charge enjoyer. He has not been indoctrinated into the Church of the Adept like me. I'm actually Pope of the Church of the Adept.
How'd you manage that?
I made it up and assigned myself to it. Like the Baked On approach. You make up a new council, and then you get to be in charge of it, and you tell everyone else how cool it is. 2 Adepts in the natural going to town on the workers here. They forgot to do Observer++ for this last game, which is a bit of a shame. You know, all things considered, this fight is going pretty good. There were a lot of batteries here that are putting in a lot of work. Unfortunately, as the Adept weapons keep coming on, These Immortals are going to trade. It's going to take so long for them to kill the Adepts, and the Adepts are just going to keep getting remade. He's warping in Zealots, which is what you never want to be doing. And yeah, that's going to be game. NeO's done it. Tight series, very back and forth, a lot of different looking games, which I'm happy to say. NeO is not mining enough gas here, so he's forced to warp into slow Zealots. It's kind of funny. And when you're ahead, get more ahead. Why not take your own third? Fuck it. It's not like Summan can do anything about it. He's chronoing out charge, but even when charge finishes, like, what are you going to do? Charge into Glaive Adepts? He does have a lot of sentries, which could make this a little bit scary. I don't think you finish this Shade. I mean, also the first player who gets Archons also just kind of wins. Going for an Immortal drop, just trying to be a little bit annoying, depower some gates, because why not? Okay, I guess we're not done yet. How can this game... So Summan has to go for a counter to base all in at this point. NeO has decided he's not going to risk it and go for the kill. Instead, he's going to say, I'm in an advantageous position. Let's just take it and roll with it, and if we get to the late game, I'll be fine. Let's make sure he doesn't have a hidden base somewhere. That's another way that NeO could theoretically lose this if Summan had a hidden base somewhere. Corner bases are often contenders for this. Instead, Summan's just going to take a delayed third and try to get some Archons out. I don't think he will have time for this though, and it's going to become just a case of more Zealots against less Zealots. Maybe we'll see some like really good force fields here and we can get a decent fight. The Immortal count is pretty high though for someone who isn't making any Stalkers. The only thing these Immortals counter is his Immortals. And then yeah. Digs around here with all the Zealots, and there's nothing left that he can do. Good effort by Summan. Well played by NeO. Force field spam for days. GG, well played. Pretty good PvP. Not bad. I would have liked to see a bit more diversity in the openings, but hats off to both. Well played.